All right, guys, so our authentication is finally out of the way. We're able to authenticate, but we have no UI whatsoever in our application. Now, this is actually a pretty good example of just back-end authentication. Now, we could take what we've done here, and you could actually use this as a back-end to like a React application or a mean stack application. Okay, it's just the back end. Now, in this course, this is strictly server-side. We're going to be using handlebars and we're going to render our views on the server, but of course you could use this as a back-end authentication server as well. But what we're going to do now is we're going to add some routes and start to work on our UI, on our application. So let's go ahead and let's see, what do we want to do first? If we go to app.js, we have our auth routes, right? And then we have just this one lonely index route. Now, instead of just having our index route right in the app.js, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into routes and I'm going to create a new file called index.js. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing we do in all of our route files. We're going to bring in express in the router. I'll just grab it from the auth file, and then we need to export it. Okay, and then let's grab that app.get that's in the app.js file, so this right here. We're going to cut it and we're going to put it right in the index.js, except we're going to change this to router, and we'll save. And then in our app.js, we're going to bring in the route file just like we did with the auth. So I'll copy this and let's say index. It's going to go to routes index. And then down at the bottom, we're going to use it just like we did here. So, except this time it's going to be just slash is going to go to index. So anything that just has a slash will go to the routes in the index. Now, for example, I want to have just slash dashboard. So dashboard is something we're going to put inside of the index file, the index route file. All right, so let's go ahead and save. And now this should still work if I reload. Good. So let's add the dashboard route. So we'll go into our index.js. I'm just going to copy this. And we're going to say slash dashboard. And right here we'll just say res.send dashboard. And now if we go to slash dashboard, there we go. So now what I want to do is install our view engine. We're going to install handlebars. So let's go down here and stop our server. And let's say npm install -- save express - handlebars. Okay, we'll start it back up. And let's see, we're going to now go to our app.js file. We're going to bring that in. So we're going to go up here and let's say const exphbs, set that to require express - handlebars. All right. Now we're going to have to add our middleware for handlebars. So let's go, let's see, we'll go right here. And we're going to be writing quite a few helpers as well for handlebars. But right here we want to say app.engine, and we want to pass in here handlebars. And let's see, second parameter, we're going to pass in exphbs. This takes in an object, and then we just want to define our default layout, and that's going to be called main. All right, and then underneath that, we just want to say app.set, and we want to set our view engine to handlebars. Just close that. All right, so we set up our handlebars middleware. Now we're going to set up our views folder. So let's go into the app of our root, the root of our app, and create a views folder. And remember, we have a layouts folder, and that's going to have a file in there called main.handlebars, and that's going to wrap around every other view. All right, so let's go ahead and put some basic HTML structure in here. I'm using Emmet, and we'll change the title to Storybooks. Now, we're not going to use Bootstrap in this application. We're actually going to use Materialize, which is another CSS framework. Okay, so we're going to grab the CDN for that. Actually, we'll just search for Materialize CSS, which is materializecss.com. If we say get started, it'll have the CDN right here. Okay, so I'm going to just copy that, and we're going to bring that in here right above the title. And let's see what else. So we also want, we're not going to use any JavaScript widgets from Materialize, but just in case, we're going to bring the JavaScript in as well. So let's copy that, and we'll put that down at the bottom right here. Now this is going to need jQuery to run, so we're going to have to just grab jQuery as well. So I'm going to search for jQuery CDN, and we're going to grab version 3 uncompressed. Copy that, and we're going to make sure you put that above the Materialize JavaScript. Whoop, that didn't copy. All right. Whoops, looks like I grabbed a little too much. Jeez, I grabbed the whole page. Okay, so you just want to have your jQuery script, and then you want to have your Materialize JavaScript. All right. Now, in addition to Materialize, I also want Font Awesome because we're going to be using icons. So let's just search for Font Awesome CDN, and we'll grab that. So we'll grab it from this bootstrapcdn.com/fontawesome, and we're going to grab this link right here and put it right below the Materialize. And let's save it. And if we go back to our application, actually it's not going to work yet because we haven't created any views. So now what we'll do is go into our views folder, and I'm going to create a folder called index. Okay, and then this is where like our welcome page, which is going to be our home page, and also we'll have our dashboard in here. But let's create a file in here called welcome.handlebars. All right, and then this is going to be very simple. We're just going to have an H1, and let's say welcome, and we're going to put a paragraph in here, and we'll say welcome to Storybooks 1.00, and then we'll put another paragraph here, and we're just going to say post stories from the best and worst of your life and choose for them to be read. We'll say read by the world, or completely private as your own personal diary. Okay, because that's the idea. You want to be able to write stories, but you want to be able to set them to private if you don't want other people to read them. Okay, so under that, we're just going to have a link. Let's put an A tag here. Let's give it a class. Okay, we're using Materialize. We're going to give it a class of red, and then we can also darken it. I'm going to give it a class of darken 1. Okay, and this is going to be our login with Google. Okay, so let's see. Oh, this also needs a class of BTN. And then I want to put a Google icon next to it. So we're going to use Font Awesome. We're going to put an I tag with a class of FA and then FA-Google. All right, we're also going to give it a class of left, so that it's put to the left. All right, make sure you have a closing I tag as well, and we're just going to put a space there. So let's save that. And now let's go back to our index.js route. And instead of res.send, let's say res.render, and we want to render index/welcome. All right. Now, this isn't going to work just yet because in our, let's see, in our main.handlebars, we didn't put in our body placeholder. So right here, we're going to put in 3 curly braces and say body. That's where our views will be output. So we'll save that and reload, and there we go. I just want to wrap a container around this as well. All right, and now if we say login with Google, oh, we didn't put the link, did we? So in welcome, let's make the href to this. That's going to go to /auth/Google. All right, and then that'll take us to the actual login. I'm not going to go ahead and authenticate, but now we can just click this button to authenticate. So in the next video, what I want to do is set up our navigation. So we're going to have a main bar up here, and we're going to have a little side, we're going to have a button here to have a navigation slide out. Okay, it's going to be a little different, set up a little different than our last application. All right, so I will see you in the next video.